Hello ladies and gents, Matt here from West Berks. We've got Arthur in the house as well. We are playing 1,250 points of Maelstrom 40k. The game we're playing is Spoils of War. So we each draw 3 objectives a turn. Secure objective X, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, can be scored by either player, regardless of who has it, and you can't discard those cards. The person who has them has more of those secure objective X cards at the end of the game gets an additional point. So this is the board we're using today. So we've got one objective down here, number 4, number 6 in the building there, number 2 in the centre of the board, that is actually right slap bang in the centre of the board, number 5 in the building down here, coming round, number 3 on the second floor of that one, or the first floor of that one, and number 1 down here by the barrels. We are playing the Diagonal Dawn of War. I've forgotten what it's called. So we're 6 inches on the edges, and then 9 inches away from the centre, and we just form a little diagonal that way around. Very exciting today, actually. We've got the Tyranids coming back. Those of you who have been with us for a while will remember them from about a year ago, and this is the first time we've had them back since then. Very excited to see what they can do. They're going up against AdMech. Now, unfortunately, we're filming this just before the Codex comes out, so we're still using the index rules, but it should be a good game nonetheless. There are a lot of Tyranids and not very many AdMech. Which is going to make things interesting, but it should be good. Arthur has chosen that deployment zone over there, so he's got all of the objectives. Well, he's got 4 of the a good number of the objectives within easy reach, and he's given me this side. I will be deploying first because he chose where he was going, so we'll come back after we've had a look at the armies, and then we'll see what deployment looks like and try and seize for whoever goes first. Okay, so here we have 1,250 points-ish of AdMech. It's a couple of points under, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Single battalion, so 6 command points in total. Leading us up, we've got Belisarius Call, obviously as he comes. A Tech Priest Dominus with Volkite Blaster and Macro Stubber. Into troops, we've got a 10-man Vanguard squad. 2 Plasma Calivers, that's the only upgrades on them. We've got a 5-man Ranger squad with Omnispecs and Transuranic and 2 Transuranic Arquebusi. I'm going to get very confused with what the plural of Arquebus actually is. Third troop choice for this is a unit of 3 destroyers. They've got heavy grav cannons and phosphor blasters. Fast attack, there is a unit of infiltrators. The Princeps has got the Power Sword and the Stub Carbine, I think. And the other ones have got Taser Goads and Flechette Blasters. Or it's the other way around on the pistols. I can never actually remember which way around it is. But 4 Taser Goads and 1 Power Sword, and whatever pistols go with them. And then into heavies, we've got an Onager with the Icarus Array, and an Onager with the Neutron Beam Laser with Cognis Heavy Stubber and an additional Cognis Heavy Stubber. That's it. 1,250-ish points going up against, what, 4 times as many Tyranids?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that.
So this could be very interesting to see how it goes. Okay, and yeah. Very exciting times, actually. It's going to be a good game today. This is only the 2nd time the Tyranids have been on the channel, officially. Bit of a rebranding,
yes.
and a lot of work's gone into these, which is great because they look awesome. So they're no longer Hive Fleet Thermidor.
That's right, Hive Fleet Igneous.
Hive Fleet Igneous now.
Not as fun, I'm afraid.
No, but still awesome.
Yeah.
And very, very pretty. Okay, so this is also a battalion?
Yes, it is a battalion.
Okay, cool. So we'll start in the middle with what I assume are the HQs, and we'll work our way round that way.
Sure.
Okay, looks.
Okay.
So
first is Hive Tyrant. This is set up. These we're calling monstrous rending claws, and those are 2 death spitters. And it's got
some kind of tail.
Onslaught and the horror. Oh yeah, the prehensile pincer tail. You've got to take that anyway.
Cool. And onslaught on the horror, you say?
Onslaught on the horror.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, down here.
That's the Broodlord.
Yep.
Obviously, as it is, that one's going to have Catalyst. For the Gene Stealers, obviously.
Okie dokes. And who's this very handsome chap?
Man of Threat is the new guy.
Excellent.
Obviously, that's as it is stock.
Yep. Does he have any psychic powers or anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okie dokie. First troop choice?
First troop choice is Warriors. They're nothing like what they look like. They're actually stock. So they're just using Scything Talons and Devourers.
Okay, cool. Yep. And then the start of the Horde.
The Horde, yeah. So 15 Gene Stealers in a unit.
Yep.
They've all got Toxin Sacks.
Okay.
For the fun of it.
And is it Rending Claws or Scything Talons or anything like that?
You can take Scything Talons for free. It doesn't really make any difference. So I might as well say they've all got Scything Talons as well. It doesn't really matter either way, to be honest.
Okie dokie. And then the remainder of the Horde.
That's a full brood of Hormagaunts. So
yes.
30 of them. No upgrades on those.
Okie dokie. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, we were discussing this just beforehand, and there are more units in that. There are more models in that unit than I have in my entire army.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
As it should be.
No, to be fair, it's going to be a great game. Over here.
And heavy support. So Carnifex, again, this is not really WYSIWYG because I modelled it back in the olden days. It's that's just running 4 Death Spitters.
Ooh, okay. And a lot of dead Ultramarines?
Yeah,
or Crimson Fists or something? Yeah.
He's got his tail, his
Thresher
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't have anything else.
Okay, cool. And then
Exocrine.
This chap. Okay, and there's no upgrade you can take for him, is there? Okay, cool. So that is. I've got a feeling that's also under 1,250 points.
1,247.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Who's your warlord?
That's going to be my Broodlord.
Okay, perfect. And he's going to take the Feel No Pain one?
He's going to take the Feel No Pain.
Okay, cool. Cool's going to be my warlord, and I'll work out what I'm going to take in a minute.
Okay.
Right, so, yes. Yeah, 1,250 points of Tyranids. Let's get on to deployment. Alright, so we've seen the army, so everyone knows what I'm up against. It should be entertaining. We're back now, we've done deployment. I deployed first, and I also finished first, because actually we had the same number of drops. So, I've got my Rangers in the building here, ready to jump forward and grab that objective, obviously with the 3 that can move and still shoot. I've got the 2 onagers with the Tech Priest at the back, with decent lines of sight up the board. I'm deliberately not going too far, just so you get the full impact of the Horde on the other side of the board. Call in the middle, the Destroyers, the Vanguard, and my infiltrators are infiltrating. So, without any further ado, let's have a look at what's on the other side of the board. So, okay, that doesn't look too bad, we think. So do you want to talk us through what you got?
Okay, so Warriors deployed over on this side near this objective.
Yep.
Carnifex nearby, and Synapse.
Yep.
Malanthrope and Exocrine, whatever. In the middle.
Yep.
With the Synapse everywhere.
Yep.
Broodlord and Gene Stealers here.
Mm-hmm.
And Hive Tyrant and Hormagaunts.
And the party corner.
Yeah, the party corner.
Okay, 30 Hormagaunts and the flying Hive Tyrant. So across the board, we can then see the thin purple line, I'm going to call it,
Yeah.
against this terrifying horde of Tyranids. So I realised in a previous game we actually got it wrong in that we were playing unreleased chapter approved rules instead of what I thought was FAQ at the time. I think guaranteed first turn is a bit cheaty. I mean, obviously it's not because it's the rules, but it's a bit over. It's potentially quite powerful if you can get guaranteed first turn.
I honestly don't mind how people want to play it. I'll still seize, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Go for it. All right, I've got first turn because I finished deploying first. There you go. You've heard it from Arthur first. So he's now going to seize.
Okay.
If he can find a dice.
Here it comes.
Middle of the board. That's a 3. Do you want to use a command point?
No, thanks.
Okay, we're both running battalions, as we've seen in the army overview, And once again, just to make sure everybody knows, this is pre-AdMech Codex release. We've missed it by just a few days, unfortunately, because I think I might need some of those extra bits and pieces. Yeah. But anyway, it's going to be really good fun. We've got AdMech Turn 1 coming up, and let's see if I can kill a Hive Tyrant and a Carnifex.
Yeah.
And if I do that, I'll be happy. Okay, so that's the end of movement in turn 1 for the AdMech, and not a whole lot happened. Everything here stayed still, because I didn't want to give him too easy a charge on my Vanguard, and these guys have got 30-inch range, so they don't have to move. The Rangers jumped up, now grabbing onto the objective in there. The 2 Transuranics didn't move, so they can target that little chap over there, the Broodlord. I think we're going to go for that. And the Infiltrators dropped in here because I drew Defend Objective 1, so that's Objective 1 under there. So if I can hold that and survive until the end of Arthur's turn, then I get 2 points for that. The other cards I drew were Scour the Skies and Big Game Hunter. And this guy can just about see the wings of the Hive Tyrant over there. So hopefully that will be 2 points for that as well. So Shroud's Arm, it's important to note, I should have said that at the beginning. I use Shroud's Arm so everybody counts as being in cover. And without any further ado, let's get onto the shooting phase and see how disappointing it'll be. Okay, so that's the end of the shooting phase in turn 1 for the AdMech, and I'm not going to complain.
No, I wouldn't.
I think that took Arthur a little bit by surprise. To be honest, it took me by surprise, because normally they're rubbish. So, let's start left and work right. So, the 2 Transuranics in there stripped how many wounds off the... Yeah. So they stripped 5 wounds off the Broodlord over there, which was a surprise to me, because I forgot how much damage each one of the guns does. I thought it was 1 and it's actually D3.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
The Vanguard didn't do anything because they're out of range. The 3 Breachers, Note Destroyers, all fired at the Exocrine and took 5 wounds off him. This Onager here fired its 2 Cognis Heavy Stubbers at the Exocrine, did nothing, and then fired its Neutron Laser. I rolled a 1 for the number of shots, and then re-rolled it with a command point and got a 6. So I got 3 shots with that, all of which hit, I think.
Yeah.
All of which wounded.
Did exactly
8 wounds. Carnifex is dead. Call is great because the +1 and the re-rolls and the -1 because of the Malanthrope really made a difference there. And then knocking that guy over. And then this guy with the Icarus Array fired all the way across into the corner. I could see the wing of the Hive Tyrant and did 7 wounds to him. So that was... Oh, and I can't remember if I said these guys came in at the end of the movement phase. So that was quite successful. First blood. No points, though, because I had Scour the Skies and Big Game Hunter, so I really needed to kill that Hive Tyrant hiding over there. But that's fine. I'll get that next turn. So that's it. That's the end of AdMech, turn 1. So we'll go on to Tyranids turn 1, and my money's on the majority of them being about here. So let's see what happens. Alright, so that's the end of the movement phase in turn 1 for the Tyranids. Objective-wise, I think he did alright. Supremacy, Domination, and Defend Objective 2. So 3 objectives, all objectives, that's probably not going to happen. And Defend Objective 2. So that's doable as well. So, do you want to talk us through what happened? Start at this end and we'll work our way up.
Yeah, so these advanced, not brilliantly. They all advanced, as you well reminded me, this guy's profile's degraded now, so we don't have to move. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
This guy's just rushed forwards.
Yep, so they're actually holding 2 objectives now, aren't they?
They are holding 2 objectives, yeah. The Broodlord's feeling a bit suicidal, rushing towards the snipers.
That seems like a sensible thing to do.
1 wound left.
Yep.
They stay put.
Excellent,
obviously.
so you can fire him,
him
6 times or something? Something crazy? Like 100 shots or something?
12 shots he gets now.
Okay, nice.
In total. And these have just consolidated. It's not the right word, but it kind of is.
It's sort of bimbled a bit forwards. So you're holding on to 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives, actually, which is pretty damn decent. But, so, Psychic Phase. Oh, and you've used 1 command point.
Yeah, I used 1.
So we're both now down to 5. So we'll come back at the end of the Psychic Phase, I guess. Okay, so that was quite an unsatisfying Psychic Phase. Failed to cast Catalyst.
That's right.
On the Gene Stealers. Used the command point and reroll and failed it again. And then this guy did the Horror and tried Smite on these guys, on the Infiltrators. So they're at -1 to hit. Is it and Leadership?
And Leadership, yeah.
-1 to hit and -1 Leadership, but they didn't get smited because he unfortunately failed that. No. So, Shooting Phase.
Yes.
Turn 1 for the Tyranids coming up. Right, that's the end of the Shooting Phase in turn 1, and I think... Are you going to charge?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the end of the Shooting Phase. We've got Assault, we've got an attempted charge coming up in a Mo. I need to do Morale on these guys, because you killed 3 with your X-Screen with the first set of shots. So they are Leadership 6, because the Alpha's dead. They're all dead.
Yeah.
See, what I should have done there was what I was taunting you with and spent 2 command points to make them auto-pass. But I didn't. Or I should have used a broad spectrum data tether or something, but I didn't. And then the second set of X-Screen shots came in at this Onager with the neutron laser and did 6 wounds to him, which was quite nice.
Yep.
And then over here, the Hive Tyrant killed one of the Infiltrators with his Devourers. And they don't need to worry about a test because they can't fail it based on their current leadership.
Okay.
So we've got assaults coming up. Do you want to do a charge? I can't Overwatch because you did cast the Horror on me, which is -1 to hit. So do you want to roll a charge for us?
I'm going to. This should be fun, shouldn't it? It's 12 I need.
12 you need. You don't have a reroll, do you?
No.
Okay, 12 you need, and... 10 you get. Do you want to use a command point to reroll that for?
No.
Okay.
I've already used 2.
Okie dokie. So that is the end of that. That's the end of turn 1. Did you score any points? Supremacy?
Yes.
And what did you get for Supremacy?
D3 victory points.
Okie dokie.
Come on. Okay.
2.
2 it is.
Okay, so 2 for that. You didn't get Domination, you didn't get Defend 2.
No.
Okie dokes, I get Defend 1 at the end of that turn. So I get another 2 points. So score is currently 3-2 because I got First Blood.
Yeah.
So we'll note that down and we'll move into AdMech turn 2 in a moment. Okay, so my objectives this turn... English is difficult. My objectives this turn, I drew Secure Objective 1, which is sort of unfortunate but kind of fortuitous at the same time, because my Infiltrators were already sat in it. I sort of wanted them to move a bit, but I need points. Points win prizes. So, they're going to sit there and hold on to that objective for me. The Onagers stayed where they were. They're going to repair this one in a second. I was going to do that on camera, which is why I haven't rolled it yet. Basically, everyone there stayed still. The Destroyers have shuffled forwards a bit. The Vanguard have shuffled forwards a bit because there's a bajillion Gene Stealers coming to kill me, so I'm going to try and eat them. I'm going to try and shoot them first. So D3 wounds back on this Onager. 1. I'm going to command point it. 2. Okay, so 2 wounds back on the Onager. He's back up to 7, and we'll get on to shooting in a mo. Right, so that's the end of the shooting phase in turn 2 for the AdMech, and we've only got the morale phase to do, and then it's the end of my turn because I've got no charges to do. So these guys here fired at the Hormagaunts and killed 5, 6?
7.
No, they didn't, because he killed 1.
Oh, he killed 1.
6.
Yeah.
So they killed 6 with their assorted pistols. The Icarus array only fired 1 weapon, actually, but one of its 3 guns, and killed the Hive Tyrant, which was nice. He didn't do anything when he died. I was hoping he was going to explode and kill a load more Hormagaunts. We saw that we fixed some points on this guy, so he fired his Cognis Stubbers at the Gene Stealers in the middle, and the Neutron Laser over at the Hormagaunts, because why not? Yeah. And killed one of the Hormagaunts and one of the Gene Stealers, or 2 of the Gene Stealers maybe.
One of them.
The 3 heavy grav cannons killed the X-Creen, and unfortunately he didn't explode either.
No. That
would have been funny if he'd killed the Malanthrope with his explosion. And then the assorted guns in the Vanguard killed 1, 2, 3, 5 of the Gene Stealers in the middle.
That's right.
So overall not bad. Points-wise, I got Big Game Hunter because the Hive Tyrant had 10 wounds to begin with. I got Scour the Skies because the Hive Tyrant was flying, and I secured Objective 1. So 3 points for me this turn.
Very nice.
Which is not bad. And we've got some morale tests. We've got a morale test to do.
These guys.
The Gaunt's in the middle, so they've already failed it because they're only leadership 5 and they lost 7.
Yes, they've lost 7.
So we just need to work out how badly they fail it.
Oh
no! So you can command point it.
So
that'd be 8 more running away.
8 more running away.
Or you could command point that and hope you roll less than a 6.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Ouch.
3. Okay, that's better. So 10, 5. So 5 more run away. So he's going to sort that out. I'm going to note down the victory points, and then we will get into... What are you? Tyranids. Tyranids, that's it. Tyranids turn 2. And I reckon we'll probably see some charges in this turn. In fact, we'll definitely see some charges in this turn.
I hope so. Yeah, surely.
Yeah. You also have scored some points for the middle.
Have I?
For defending.
I have.
So you get 2 points for that.
Thank you.
So I will mark those down for you. And then, yes, turn 2 Tyranids coming up. So then, turn 2 Tyranids. Cards, we got Psychological Warfare, make me fail a morale test. Secure Objective 4, and Master the Warp, so get some psychic powers off. Unfortunately, Objective 4 is back there, so sort of abandoned that for the time being.
I abandoned it.
Yeah. Because I'm never going to get to it either, so you're just pretty much safe to just have it.
Yeah.
Really. So the Gene Stealers, no. Hormagaunts march forwards. That's a 4-inch charge now into the infiltrators. Everyone advancing in the middle?
Everyone advanced a bit.
Okie dokes. So that's probably about another 4 or so charge into the middle. Warriors advanced up as well out of the ruins, and the Malanthrope advanced forwards. Got 8 in total. So these guys are in range of shooting now of some of the stuff down here.
Yes.
So it could be an interesting turn actually, because if you start tying some of my stuff up, I'm not going to be able to shoot you in the next turn. I'm pretty sure those Gene Stealers are going to murder the Vanguard.
Oh, I hope they do. They've just done nothing.
I mean, it's a ton of Overwatch, don't forget.
Yeah.
But still. And they're definitely dead, because 18 Hormagaunts are almost certainly going to kill them. So let's get on to the Psychic phase for the Tyranids in turn 2. Right, that's the end of the shooting phase. Psychic. We've combined it with the Psychic phase because it was a bit pants, unfortunately. Tried to get Onslaught off on the Gene Stealers. Catalyst, sorry. Rolled a 3 and a 2.
Yeah.
Needed a 6. Command point did the 2. Rolled another 2. Excellent. I love command points. And then the Warriors fired their Devourers at the Vanguard down here and killed 3 of them.
Yeah.
So that was that. So we've got some assaults coming up. So do you want to roll... I'm going to pass you the camera.
Oh. Let's start down here as we're here.
So Overwatch, we've got 3 shots with the stub carbine. There's 1 hit. This is strength 4, so 3's to wound. Right, that's a 3. 1 save on a Hormagaunt. No! Okay. And then we've got 3 of the other ones, Flechette Blasters. 1. 4's to wound, no wounds. Okay, so you lose 1 to Overwatch. And then you've got a charge to make. I'll pass you some dice.
Thank you very much.
There you go. So don't roll less than 4.
Yes.
That'll do it.
Yay.
So they make it in. So we'll move them in a second. Gene Stealers.
Okay.
Yeah. So Overwatch. 2 Plasma Calivers. Not overcharging because there's no point. 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No wounds.
Great.
Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Radium Jezzails. No, Radium Carbines. 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are 6s. That's better. 3 hits. These are wounding on 5s because you're higher toughness than my strength of the gun. No, nothing.
Yay!
So then you've got... Probably don't roll a 4.
Yes, I think you're right.
That'll do it.
Yes!
And did you want to... Oh, you can't do the Warriors because you advanced them. So that's that.
Okay.
And we got a bit carried away when the Gene Stealers made it in. The Broodlord charged as well. Obviously there was no Overwatch because the Gene Stealers had already made it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just in case people are wondering why he's suddenly there. So we're doing the moving and stuff, and we'll come back after the fight phase. Turn 2, believe it or not, end of the combat phase. for the Tyranids. So down here, the Hormagaunts killed 2 of my infiltrators and put a wound on another one. I killed 2 back when it came around to my turn. Down here, the Broodlord killed 3 of the Vanguard, and then the Gene Stealers wiped everybody out, and then they consolidated into the Destroyers, just to stop me shooting them. But I might not. I might still shoot them. I might run these away and then shoot everything I've got into the Gene Stealers.
Yeah, I would.
So we've each got a morale test to make, because I lost 2 from here and my leadership is 7. So if I roll a 6, one more runs away. And your leadership is 5, -1 for the infiltrators. So 4, and you lost 2. So if I do mine, first of all. Of course.
Yes!
So he runs away.
Psychological warfare.
And Arthur gets a point, which is nice. And then yours. You want as low as you can go.
Not like that.
That's a 5. So 5 plus 2 is 7.
So I lose 3.
You lose 3. Okie dokes. So that's the end of that. We'll go into AdMech turn 3 in a moment. Yeah. Game's turned around quite a lot. So you got 1 point, didn't you, for that?
Yes.
Cool, so I'll note that down. Score is currently 6 points to 5 in the favour of the AdMech, but I'm rapidly running out of models. So it's going to be interesting.
It is interesting.
Let's see what happens. Right, so that's the end of the movement phase in turn 3 for the AdMech. I chose Chant of the Remorseless Fist as my canticle this turn, which gives me reroll 1s to hit in the fight phase, which would be useful because I've got this ongoing fight. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do.
Objective.
Overwhelming Firepower, kill something in the shooting phase. Secure Objective 4, which is not going to happen, and Kingslayer, which is going to happen. So kill the Warlord.
So I've got Secure Objective 4. If
Yes.
I get that, do I get both
Yes.
cards?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You do.
Lovely.
Right, so yes, Overwhelming Firepower, kill something in the shooting phase. Unlikely, but sort of possible, I guess. Secure 4, not going to happen because it's all the way over there. And then Kingslayer, which is kill the Broodlord. It's going down.
1 wound.
Punch him in the face with Call.
Yeah.
That's my plan. Right, so movement, what did I do? He's in combat, so he didn't move. These guys fell back, so they can't shoot, but that's fine because these guys can. As can Call and as can the Tech Priest. And then they're going to both charge into whatever's left. Hopefully it would just be the Broodlord. But I'm not really counting on that. I'm going to fix this Onager.
Nice.
3. So he's back up to 10. Which is nice. And then we'll get onto the shooting phase.
Okay.
And see if I can whittle down those Gene Stealers enough to make it worthwhile. Right, so that's turned around quite a lot in that one shooting phase. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say about that.
Crying.
We'll start with here. I killed a Hormagaunt with a pistol.
Yeah.
Which, I'll be honest, I thought that was sort of the sum of what I was going to do this turn.
First pistol shot of 8th.
It is for us, yeah, we always forget about them. Down here, what happened? This guy killed 5? No, 3. 3 with his pistol, so second set of pistol shots, so
Yeah.
8th. Call killed 2. The Stubbers killed a couple, I want to say. You lost a ton this turn. 2, 4, 7.
I can't remember what killed Warriors and what killed Gene Stealers.
Oh, I know what killed the Warriors. So this guy killed one of the Warriors and put a wound on another. And then this guy with his neutron laser killed the other 2. So there's no Warriors left anymore. And the Stubbers went into the Gene Stealers. So between Call, the Tech Priest, the 2 Stubbers here, we killed 7 Gene Stealers.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And then the 2 Honor just killed 3 Tyranid Warriors. So that is overwhelming firepower for me, which is a point, which is nice. And now we're going to go into the assault phases. There's no Overwatch down here, is there? You haven't got any guns with the Gene Stealers.
Nope.
So what we'll do is we'll do the Tech Priest into the Gene Stealers and Call going round the side into the Broodlord. How's that sound?
Lovely.
Excellent. So Tech Priest first. I reckon that's probably a 5. He needs to get in there to be within an inch.
Say much less.
That's a 5. We'll measure that up in a sec. He's probably in.
Definitely.
And Call probably needs about the same to skirt around the edge of the Gene Stealers and get into the Broodlord.
no.
Command point, because it can't be worse. 4. Nope, he's not in. Possibly. We'll measure it up and we'll come back after we've done that, and then we'll get on to the fights. Okay, so Tech Priest is in with the Gene Stealers, and Call failed his charge on the Broodlord, which makes me sad.
Makes me happy.
So we'll do this fight, and then... Oh, and that fight over there. And we'll come back at the end. Right, turn 3. Funnily enough, we had a conversation before the game started, and we were wondering how many turns it would go to. And we did say 3.
Said 3, yeah.
However, neither of us are going to concede.
No.
So, combat down here. I killed 1 Gene Stealer. The remaining one did 2 damage back to my Tech Priest, which is a fairly decent trade, I think.
Pretty decent.
And then down here, my...
This guy!
My Infiltrator Alpha killed 3 of the Hormigons in combat, and then they did 1 wound back to him. So we've got a morale test down here. 5 plus 3 is 8. So you lose another 4. Because your leadership 5 minus 1 because of the alpha.
I can't believe this.
You can re-roll that. You have still got 2 command points.
I have, haven't I? Yeah, let's do it.
Yay! So you lose 4. Okay.
I've lost more to morale than probably anything else.
I think you have, yeah.
Guys.
I think the first turn that I shot them, I did a decent number. But then, yeah, every other time... Gene Stealers don't need to worry about it because they're within sign-ups range. So, turn 3 now for the Gene Stealers. Oh, hang on, points-wise. Didn't kill the king, didn't score objective 4, but I got overwhelming firepower. So, I get another point for that. And, yes, turn 3 Gene Stealers... Gene Stealers. Turn 3 Tyranids coming up. Okay, so that's the end of the Psychic phase. Well, basically, this is turn 3 for Tyranids. The only thing we've got left is charges and combat.
Yeah.
So, there's obviously no shooting. Movement-wise, the Malanthropes advance forwards. The Broodlords come round, and that's all the movement that you've done. Psychic, strip 2 wounds off Call with a well-placed smite.
Yeah.
Which was quite good.
And got an objective.
And now just scored the point because you had Harness the Warp, or whatever it's called. From the last one, Master the Warp. And now let's do some charges. Who's going where?
Well,
I assume it's the Broodlord, and it's the only one that can charge.
It is.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to Overwatch.
Good.
I have D3 shots with my Solar Atomizer.
Here we go. This is Kingslayer coming up.
1 shot. To command point or not to command point. 1 shot, hitting on 6s. That's a 4. Okay, I missed. You are just outside of an inch, so... Boop. There we go. Let's roll some fights. Okay, so as soon as we started rolling that, we really regretted it, and we knew we should have rolled it. Recorded it. Yeah, obviously we rolled it. So the Hormigons finally killed the Infiltrator before I had a chance to swing. The Broodlord charged into Call.
What a fight.
Well, was it? It wasn't really that great.
Went in with 1 wound, mind.
Yep.
Which he's had since here.
Yeah, that's true. Went in with 1 wound.
Not that it's...
Stripped all the 6 remaining wounds off Call, which was sad for me, but good for the Broodlord.
Crushed him.
And then consolidated force. Absolutely stomped all over him. Didn't pass a single invulnerable save. Didn't pass a single feel no pain. He was great. And then the Gene Stealer did put 2 wounds on my Tech Priest, and I killed him back. That's the end of that.
That's the end of that.
What did you get points wise? You got 1 for Warlord kill, and you got Harness the Warp, didn't you? Or Master the Warp?
Yeah, we covered that one. So.
Cool. Yeah, just at the end of the turns.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so we're going into AdMech turn 4, and before I forget, like I did last time, my objective is domination. If I control every objective marker on the table, I don't even think I've got enough units left to do that, even if I could move them that far. So that's going to be great. I'm going to get 1 point maybe in this turn. Right, so turn 4 AdMech coming up. It's not going to take very long. Okay, so that's the end of turn 4 for the AdMech. Nothing happened over there because I can't see any of them. Over here, the heavy grav cannons absolutely destroyed the Broodlord. Yeah. It ended up with being 6 wounds, each of them potentially doing D3 damage. So we rolled the first one, and Arthur failed to save, so died. That's it. No need to roll the remaining potentially 17 or potentially 15 damage. The Icarus Onager then fired at the Malanthrope and did 8 wounds, because it only had 1 left by the time. Yeah, did 8 wounds to it, and then just the neutron laser killed it with the final shot.
Crushing.
Pew! That's the noise it made.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be more throaty?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. So I got Slay the Warlord, and because I had Kingslayer in my hand, I get another D3 points for that. 3. So I scored 4 points that turn, because the other 2 cards I've got are Pants. I'm going to ditch Domination, even though there's 4 Hormigons on the board. Maybe go into the next. We might go into the next turn, so I might get a better card. So I'm ditching Domination. Tyranids, turn 4. Okay, so end of turn 4. Arthur drew Overwhelming Firepower. Would you like to discard a card?
I think I'm going to discard Overwhelming Firepower.
Why would that be?
I don't know. I've just got a vibe about it. Just a feeling.
Okay, cool. So, what happened?
It was dramatic. And
Arthur has
complex.
decided that objectives are what win games, especially when he only has 4 Hormigons left.
Yeah.
So he is advancing backwards.
We both have secure objective 4.
We do.
And there is objective 4.
Yes, and all my stuff's down here and very slow, so it's never going to make it. He still could.
Still could,
but I've got a shooting phase coming up.
Well within sight of everything.
So we will go on to AdMech turn 5. I'm going to draw my cards now, just in case they're in any way relevant. Master the Warp, I'm discarding straight away because I could never have scored that. This is probably just a house rule that we play, but just in case anybody knows, or anybody wonders why we do that. Secure Objective 6, which is one of the ones over there, so I'm not going to get that one. And Secure Objective 3. Now that one I can get, because it's there. I could jump up with my Dominus probably and get in there if I advance him up there. Right, so let's get on to AdMech turn 3, I guess. We'll do a combined turn because there's very little happening. Alright, that's the end of turn 5 for the AdMech, and unfortunately, because I was really enjoying that game, unfortunately that's the end of the game as well. So what did I do? My Tech Priest jumped up there to grab me objective 3, which gets me another point for that. The Destroyers moved this way, because they weren't in range of the Hormigons, and I figured I would need all the shooting I could get to kill those pesky 4.
Yeah, you did.
I did, actually, yeah. And the 2 Onagers just turned to face. These guys with their Grav killed 2. The Neutron Laser with 3 shots only killed 1. And then the last one was polished off by this chap down here. So, unfortunately, the end of the game, the battlefield is devoid of Tyranids. There are no Tyranids anymore. Yeah, I had good fun with that, and not because I won. I had good fun because it was a fun game. As you said, it did feel a number of turns like it could have very easily swung either way.
Yeah.
A couple of my shooting phases seemed significantly more devastating than other ones.
Yeah, definitely.
But then once you hit me in combat, there was basically nothing I could do. What would you do differently if we played that game again? Exactly the same armies.
Same armies, same points.
Same points, same setup.
What I did was stick my Hive Tyrant with my Hormigons to try and keep up with them, give them synapse. But it meant that when, predictably enough, the Hive Tyrant got demolished very early on, it meant that they had nothing. I had no redundant synapse for them, even though I had loads of synapse. So I deployed badly. I also bubble wrapped the Tyrant with them for no apparent reason other than I had no room. Mm-hmm. So I ended up completely blocking him with them.
Yep.
And then he degraded and couldn't move out of the way of them, so it just became a bit of a nightmare at that end of the table. And my Hormigons were a bit wasted. They got completely tied up with infiltrators.
That one guy that held you up for 3 turns, or 2 turns, or whatever it was.
So I would have done that completely different. I should point out it's not an optimal list for enemies. It's just what I've got painted.
Yeah, well, to be honest,
when
you told me what the list was, because we've been discussing this for a while, trying to get this game organised, didn't we?
Yeah.
When you told me what the list was, I was really scared by it, especially given that this unit of Hormigons was bigger than my entire army. And that's one. And that's one unit of troops in your list.
How about you?
Yeah.
Don't need to change much.
No, I probably wouldn't. I'd be tempted to bring a second unit of infiltrators.
Yeah, they were really good actually.
Not just because of the combat, actually, but because by the time it got to turn 3, you were out of your deployment zone.
Yeah.
And so all of these objectives at the back were free and clear.
Yeah.
If I'd been able to drop a unit of infiltrators on them in my turn 3, that would have scored me at least 2 extra points.
Yeah, or drop them in. There's plenty of room to drop them in near the Malanthrope.
Or put them in back here behind the Malanthrope in the X-Screen and hit them and tied them up in combat. Although that would have given you preferred enemy when you killed one of them.
Yeah, that would be nice. But that's one of my biggest fears with the Tyranid lists I'm planning is stuff dropping in later on and destroying my backfield because I don't have a lot of support for them. But everything else runs.
Yeah. Although obviously it can only be turn 3 when... Turn 3 is the latest when it can drop in.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was really good fun.
Yeah.
Actually. Points-wise, it turned out to be quite a whitewashing in the end, but as you can see, I've got 3 units, technically 4 units left on the table. And a couple of dice rolls here or there, that would have, if they'd gone differently, that would have been an entirely different outcome, I'm sure.
Yeah. Because
that was very close at times. And as soon as you hit my lines in the middle, I was convinced that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for watching that. We hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun playing. Next time you see the AdMech, they'll have a codex. Yeah. And to be honest, next time you see the Tyranids, it will probably be 9th edition.
Probably. I might paint another gore.
They've played their one game per edition.
Yeah.
But no, we'll see the Tyranids again very, very soon. So, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks.
Bye.